Hi there, guys. Give me one moment while I get everything ready, get the podcast ready. Still try to adjust something. How you doing? Welcome to another episode. Before I start, please hit the like button, subscribe if you like it, comment, engage as much as you can. That's how you help the algorithm. And let's try a different format today. This is gonna be a one long podcast. Not long, say basically like as much as I want to cover what story I want to cover. We're not gonna cover a lot though. What's today? Today's a Saturday. August what? Not August. March. It's March 26th, I'm guessing. 27. It's a Saturday, March 27th. There's a lot of things been happening this week. A lot of things been in the news. Alright. I guess one thing was in the news was Biden finally made his press conference. That was a horror show, in my honest opinion. He lied about everything he said, and then he got a cheat sheet of only the reporter that he wanted to pick, that one answered the question that he wanted to answer. Oh my God, it was a clown show big time. This press conference was terrible. That's what happened this week. Biden, and I think that other week he fell down a flight of stairs or something. These Democrats. All right, that's one thing that happened this week. Another thing that happened this week, what? Another story that got my attention was, I think the DNI Daniel Radcliffe was saying something about before he left. He had this report about international security, about something about flying saucers or something. That's really eye awakening. That it was too. He didn't get a chance to finish it before he left the prior administration. That's the one thing that caught my attention. I'm just curious, what would he release? What kind of report will come out? UFO maybe? Flying saucers? Secret inventions? Secret technology? Who knows? And speaking on UFO, there was a report as well about 2019 where the U.S. Navy was experiencing, off the coast of California, was experiencing some kind of um, extraterrestrial events with the Navy, that they're surrounded by some, quote, tic-tac shaped drones, right? If you follow the UFO community, you know what they're talking about, right? The tic-tac shaped drones. Let me try to find it. Hold on. But anyway, let me continue with the stories that the tic tac shaped drone was was on off the coast of California, and they're flying around a U.S. Navy base or something off the Channel Island. But let me see if I could find some on what is this, on Google Image. It's like a fuselage. Let me see if Google Image would show this. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Let's hope this will work. Something like this. All right. Something like this. All right. When they're talking about tic tac shaped UFOs, that's something else. But something similar to this. Let's see if this might be it. Yeah. All right. That's crazy, right? These stuff does exist. I mean, I think it exists. You know, I say I've been following the UFO community for a while, but back to what I was talking about. Yeah, there's a report. This report was um was very interesting. If something like this does exist, and it shows you it'll shatter every conventional thinking out there right now. If the government were to come out saying something like this does exist, think of the ramification when it comes to religious belief and all that stuff. It just totally rewrite the whole book and of everything, you know. But I think that's why they're so apprehensive what to come out. Especially, I'm very, oh my God, if something like this happened, when some out of a world event starting to happen, the least administration I want to be a part of this is the current administration. I do not want him to handle this. I will be much safer under the 45th administration. I don't think this guy can handle it, man. He's entering dementia. He had dementia, senile right now. So, man, if something like this does happen, the last hand I want to fall under would be, you know, Biden, because you don't know what he's gonna do, or somebody else can control him or whatnot. But he's just a Manchurian candidate. That's what he is. I'm having strong belief that he might be controlled by none other than his former boss. But that's quite interesting. And right now we're going through some difficult times. I mean, um, right now the economy is not looking so well because there's this thing that got stuck on the Suez Canal over in northern Africa. They said that might set a lot of things back. All right, because when you look at the Suez Canal, I don't know how to pronounce it, Suez, Suez Canal. That's basically a shortcut from what, the Indian Ocean to Europe. That's basically it. So it cut. The reason why it happens to cut costs, save fuel costs. Before that, they had to most ships had to, if they had to go to Europe, they had to go underneath Africa, under the Cape of Good Hope or whatever it's called, I think. Right, they have to go underneath next to South Africa, go back up to Africa, and come back around in the Mediterranean Sea if they want to go to like Italy and all that stuff. And prior, before the canal um, was built, they had to go. They had to go the same way I just mentioned under Africa, and that costs a lot of money. Because when you think logistically, they had to factor in fuel costs and supply. All right, it's right now if they go to the canal, it's cheaper, it's more economical. But the thing with the canal is it's very narrow. That's what happened right now with that big container ship. It's stuck there. They're estimating what? Estimating 10 days for any result to happen, for the tugboat to tug the shipping containers out. I mean, the ship. They probably have to take the container off, dig the sand under the boat out, and push the ship into the regular course and put the container back on. And that's going to take an estimated 10 days. And they're saying that with every day's loss, the economy is losing $400 million. I think a day. A day, $400 million a day, and that's 10 days that they're thinking they're estimating. Just making sure, just to simplify everything for you guys who's not inclined to what I'm talking about. This will increase prices around the world. There's economic ramifications. All right, the slower they fix this. Right now, I think they send the U.S. Navy try to help the situation, but it's going crazy right now. The economy is uncertain. Matter of fact, guess what came in the mail today? I thought I would never see this. I thought I would never see this, but and I could block this. Okay, I got my stimulus check in the form of a debit card. Why a debit card? You think from a group of environmentalists like the Liberal Party, they will just it'll be easier just to direct deposit in. Why would they use a debit card? Hmm? Maybe they don't want you to take straight cash out. Maybe I don't know. They're so individual. Is this faster just wired to my checking account? I've been waiting 3 weeks for this. I'm just gonna buy it. I'm probably gonna buy precious metal or something with it. Just to make sure that the value of the currency doesn't inflate any more than it is right now. Probably buy some bitcoins with this. But that's why I was questioning like, how come my thing never came in my direct deposit? It was so I like it way better when the 45th did his economic stimulus, where he just wired way faster, wired through my checking account because my banking information is already in the IRS files. So why did they have to change it like this for? It don't make any sense. Now they have to print out a new card, waste more plastic, waste more paper, send it out in the mail, snail mail, take longer. And what if the mail post office lose my mail? Don't act like it never happened. Post office lose mail all the time. Alright? Like there's a lot of liability when they send it through this method. It doesn't make any sense. Why wouldn't he just send it through direct deposit? It's already in the system. Now, when I got this in, now I have to activate it. Not only activate it, I have to put in a PIN number. Now I got to remember another PIN number on top of my other PIN number. So this is one last thing. What I'm gonna do is what I'm gonna do with this. I'm just gonna go to the ATM, withdraw everything out, and get cash straight up. To be honest, quite frankly with you, that's what I'm gonna do. So that's been going on. That was let me put out sound effects. That was the whole stimulus check was. What was that? The whole stimulus check was a big L. Take an L for that. I'm still getting used to this. I got this new tools called the Stream Deck, the Elgato Stream Deck. So I'm still trying to get used to it right now. But it should streamline my stream way easier. I won't have to navigate through my laptop. I'll just push a button and just go to the next thing I want to show you guys. But another thing on the news is that today's Saturday, right? Big thing on the news about this one rap. I'm not even sure you know who he is. All right? He just see this guy right here, Lil Nas X. This is big controversy right now that he just released a video about him descending to hell in a stripper pole, right? In a stripper pole, and he's creating all this controversy right now. I don't listen to music. He's known for making a one hit song. To me, I think he's a one hit wonder. People just praise him. He's a good artist. Like, no, I don't think he's a good artist. I don't think he's whatever, man. He's just another rapper. He's gonna be dead within a few what? I bet you he's the next rapper to die soon, in my opinion. Like, but he's in the news right now. He just dropped a video about satanic worshiping and all this stuff, and stirring up a controversy. Why is he releasing this music video called Montero Call Me by My Name? Not only that, it's a big publicity stunt right now. He released a shoes, right? A shoes. Let me read this from page 6. A shoes. All right, let's read this. Lil Nas X dropped a shoes matching his latest controversial music video. Someone told, no, thank you, page 6. Someone sold their soul to the devil, which is the shoes, making reference to the shoes, because shoes have sold. On the heel of his controversial Montero, Call Me By My Name music video. Lil Nas X is doubled down on the demonic imagery of his new Nike release, Satan's Shoes. The classic Air Max 97. Now, if you're a shoes head, a sneaker head, you know what the Air Max 97 is, right? You know what the Air Max 97 is. My question is, why did they choose the Air Max 97? There got to be some symbolism between that. All right? There got to be some symbolism between Nike Air Max 97. You guys know what it is? Research for me and leave it. Let me know. All right. Have been revamped by collaborator MSCI HF. I don't know what that means. With the Underworld Minded, coming in the limited edition stock of 666 pair, each individually numbered X/666 in red embroidery. Kickwit also contains 66 cc's of red ink as well as one drop of human blood. Now you gotta wonder whose human blood is this? Is it aborted fetus blood? What? Where are they getting this from? Is it even legal? Is it like a bio? Wouldn't it be a biohazard? Wouldn't it? All right. Bible scripture Luke 10:18 is also embroiled on the side. The passage reference Satan banished from heaven. There are also upside down crosses and pentagram attached to the shoes laces as well as printed onto the sole. MSCHF also designed comparable Jesus shoes featured on Son of God upon the crucifix back in 2019. There you go. There's the shoes for you guys. The box come in like it looks like a book with red binding around it, and red blood should be in this air bubble right here. And this is the Nike Air Max 97. This is a very popular shoes back in '97. Lil Nas X's latest song, Visualize, is said to have inspired the latest shoes design. The video for Montero featured the 21-year-old descending into hell via a stripper pole, where he proceeded to show Satan his best move during a lap dance. The MSCHIF Lil Nas X Air Max 97 Satan shoes dropped Monday, March 29th. Now you gotta wonder, why March 29th? Is all these gematria stuff going on right now. Monday, March 29 are going for 1018, which is the same number reference to Luke 10:18. Now when I multiply 1018 by 666, the number give me 677,988. Okay? When you invert that, it says 69. I find that kind of funny, you know. It's like the coincidence. You know, if you know me right now, I don't believe in coincidence. Everything have to happen for a reason. But if you don't know who's Nas X, Little Nas X, he sang the song with Billy Ray Cyrus, that one hit wonder song, Old Town Road. It was what, popular within the youth community right now, and he's openly a gay rapper. Okay, he's an openly gay rapper. All of a sudden, they're pushing this narrative as well. This agenda is agenda driven, straight up, in my opinion. All right, if you're in the community, the truth, the community, you already know that. A few years ago, there's this trend that happened that within the rapping industry, there exists a group of rappers that are secretly homosexual, right? And they don't want to come out for the fear of losing fan base, all right? Because back in the days, rap was very, I don't want to say masculine, but it's a very tough, it's a male dominant industry, all right? It's a male dominant industry, and you know, one word goes around that rappers was being pimped out, was doing all these homosexual activities, but they don't want to come out for the fear of destroying their career. But now they're flat out coming out. All right, this is just the first step. Who else is gonna come out next? No, Nas X is openly gay rapper. There's gonna be more. Now it's gonna be normalized. Now the industry is changing. All right, it's changing big time. It's not 2006 anymore. All right, it's 2021. It's totally they're pushing this agenda big time. Now this is stirring up the Christian community. That's what it's for, publicity, to just to just to just to piss off um the Christian community. I never seen the video. I'm not going to see the video because it's not my forte. I'm not into it, and plus, I'm pretty sure it is predictive programming, and in all this symbolism and subliminal messages in there as well. All right, if you're awake and you can already tell there's gonna be subliminal messages within this world right now. When you're awake, you can see everything that have subliminal messages. Something is gonna be either a psyop, a false flag, or agenda driven. All right, if you're not aware right now, everything's in the media is either a false flag, agenda driven, or a psyop. Try to try to stir up division right now. As for example, what's happening in the Atlanta, you know, shootings. Like I mentioned earlier in my previous video, I'm not I don't think this is a they try right now to try push this narrative that is Asian hate crime. I don't think it's Asian hate crime because why wasn't it Asian hate crime before this? Of all these years, all now they're gonna have Asian hate crime. They try to divide people right now. They said the guy was aiming for Asian people. No, he wasn't. He was aiming for the sex industry. The massage parlor was just happened to be owned by Asians. And not only Asian was shot, but white and Hispanic was shot too. Not only that, I'm sure if the massage parlor was owned by any other races, the narrative would be, is a hate against Persian. Oh, is a hate against Eskimos. Oh, is a hate against Native American. If those races was to own a massage parlor, all right, it just happened to be owned by Asian people. That's the narrative. They tried to stir up this thing. Like I said once, and I'll say it before, and I'll say it again. I don't believe in racism. I believe in love and hate, good and evil. That's it. And you see video of somebody attacking Asian or saying some disparaging thing about Asian is because he's an evil person. Okay, if you see, and not only that, statistically, white people don't attack Asian people. It's a rare anomaly. It's a statistic, not to stir up anything, but you look at the statistic, Asian are more likely to be attacked by blacks. All right, I'm sorry, but is not to be was that appeasing to anybody's feelings, but that's empirical data from the government. You can look it up. But I digress on that. They try to stir up this narrative that Asian people are being attacked, or being targeted. Maybe it's because of the corona, that virus, because of that, right? And then right before that, people were making jokes about eating pets and stuff. Why wasn't that considered racist back in the days? Now all of a sudden people are so sensitive. Why wasn't it sensitive before then? Why wasn't it sensitive before then? Because it's trying to stir up a division between nationality right now. All right, is this asinine? In my opinion, that's one thing that's going on right now. All right, coming from an Asian guy, I don't believe this narrative. And they have, and now, and I seen this video about some Asian people was protesting, and when you dissect the protester, like, what are they? What ethnicity are these Asian people? They're predominantly Chinese. I'm like, wait a minute, Chinese don't speak for all Asian people. There are different ethnic minorities in the Asian group. They try to lump all Asian together. No, don't lump it all Asian together. We don't agree with each other. We're not a monolith. All right. So they try to lump us with the Chinese. No, this is your fight. This is your guys' fight. This is not our fight. All right. So don't drag me into your mess. All right. And to make it even more twisted is that the people that was massacred was Korean. There wasn't Chinese at all. So what the heck? Right? Why this bunch of Chinese protesting for all Asian? Why is that? Why don't lump us in with you guys? I don't agree with you guys. Right? So to say that all Asian agree with each other is that's ridiculous. Not all Asian feel this way. Not all Asians share the same experiences. Not all Asian um, experience discrimination. All right, don't say all. I mean, sure, there's some of them, but I'm not saying it entirely doesn't exist. But to lump us into one category is ridiculous. So that's what's been going on in the news. What else been going on in the news? What else? Let me see. What else can I talk about? Hmm. Let me see. Give me one moment, guys. I mentioned about the stimulus package came in. Hmm. Basically, that's about it. I think that's all I have to say. What's going on right now? I mentioned about the UFO, but I mentioned about the Lil Nas X. That was big around it. That was big in the news today. Joe Biden clumsy remark, and yeah, I think that's all I gotta say today. But oh yeah, and what's that? It's concerning sports about the Major League Baseball. The Players Association was um was threatened to pull out from the All Star game because of Atlanta. Um, I guess voter suppression rules, which is ridiculous. Voter suppression. Who? How are they suppressing vote? You're American. You got every right to vote like everybody else. How are they suppressing you by getting IDs? What you can't get IDs? Hello, you have a license. Licenses are considered IDs on you all the time. You carry your license with you all the time. What what's wrong with just showing your license? That's a form of identifications. Huh? So what you're saying just because showing IDs is oppressive? It's voter suppression? Like how is it suppression when you already have it? How is it? I don't understand that. Like the logic of these liberals. Like I said before, liberals are just an empty vessel. They think and they have group thinking. They have to agree. They have to agree with the herd. You can't find a liberal that think for themselves. They have to agree with everything that other people are saying, and then again, they always think that they're right all the damn time. Damn time. Right? They think they're infallible. They think they're perfect. Right? They can never be wrong. Almighty can never be wrong. That's what's wrong with these liberals right now, man. But can't live with them. That's it. You just can't live with them. I can live without them. I just can't live with them. But they're the reason why this the whole society is going down right now. Right now, there's another big story is that the Chinese might start some World War III right now because of what's going on. Look, this is how it goes. This is how it goes. First is disease spreading, then economic mishap. All right, and after that is war. That's how it goes. Look, it's when you look at the parallel between World War I and World War II and today. All right, what's precursor to World War I? What happened during that time? All right, during that time there was the Spanish flu. All right, Spanish flu. All right, that's a disease. After that is the bank collapse. All right, I think it was 1929, something like that. All right, then World War I, World War II. All right, and now look at this. This is where we're going right now. Disease. All right, 2019 disease. Then they close down the economy, economic hardship. Now, da da da. What? Another war? I hope it doesn't go. I really hope I'm wrong about that. The last thing America needs is to go into war because right now, when you look at The Chinese military, they're really building up. I learned about this 20 years ago in my class from my Chinese professors. He said, if America's not prepared right now, they better look for China because within the next 10 years, they'll be a powerhouse right now. And right now, Chinese are rapidly um, create the most billionaires right now. There's a lot of, compared 10 years ago, there are so many billionaire Chinese getting rich off American dollars. That's what's going on from a communist country. How does that work? Because they're not communists. All right, it's a farce. All the companies owned by the Chinese. See, the one that's used is communism. It's a different form of communism that they're using right now. It's not the traditional communism where where what the Vladimir Lenin and the Mao Zedong, right? It's not that traditional communism right now. China is in a whole nother level of communism. It's a combination of communism, corporatocracies, all right, and free and capitalism. This is a menagerie, but it's all controlled by the Communist Party, which is an evil entity right now. They want to be proud as communism, but when you look at it in retrospect, right, they're not communism. It's probably another name for it, but it's not pure communism like the way these the Russian used to be. But it is communism, I think. But I'm not an economist expert like that. But don't take it from me. This is what I'm thinking right now. But do your own research. But yeah, they're becoming a powerhouse right now because we do not want to get into war with this evil empire. All right, it's just when you when I was reflecting about several decades ago, right? The liberal was always said, "Oh, you guys remember back in the '90s where they have the Tibetan Freedom Concert? Whatever happened to that? Whatever, because the liberals like to say free Tibet, right? So right now how come they're not saying that no more? Remember in the '90s, if you're my age, they were touring around the country. The Tibetan Freedom Concert was led by the Beastie Boys, right? Rage Against the Machine, right? All these corporate band right now, which I really don't like. I mean, how are you anti-establishment band but you signed to a major record label? I don't understand that. Like Rage Against the Machine, they're anti-establishment and all this stuff, but yet again you're signed to a major record label, Tom Morello and all this stuff. Right? It don't make any sense. But I digress on that. I'm giving you out what I'm thinking about right now. Like when I was reflecting about 20 years ago, there's all these messages, there's all these causes. Oh, the Chinese Empire need to come down. Oh, the Chinese communist is bad, and then all of a sudden it just died down out of nowhere. It just died down. Free Tibet. You don't hear anything about free Tibet anymore. All right. When I was younger, that used to be the thing. Like, why is Chinese holding the Tibetan country? Now they're quiet about it. What happened to discrimination of Asian? Where's the Asian when it comes to this issue? Where is it? And then now the Uyghur situation that happens. Now the leftists aren't talking about the Uyghur situation. Like I thought the left is for human rights, and the Uyghurs their rights are be taken away by this evil entity, evil empire. Where are they? Where are they? I don't know, man. I'm just speaking on my butt right now. But that's all I gotta say, you guys. If you like it, give me a like. If not, it's understandable. But thank you for listening. Thank you for hearing me out, and I hope you enjoy the show. I'll check you guys next time with another podcast. On that note, guys, you have a blessed day. And I'm trying to end it right now. Peace.